Well, hi again, everyone. This is Bob from Hot Rock Central, and in this video, I'm going to talk about tying together different battery chemistries and if it'll work or not. Now, from the very beginning, I've had my 24-volt system here tied in with the AGMs down there on the floor. You can't really see them all that well, with my lithium phosphates, and they work actually pretty good together. Um, the only thing is kind of weird the way they work. Is the resting voltage of the AGMs is 25.4 volts. And when you've got a fully charged lithium phosphate pack, that's at about 27.6 for me anyways. So what ends up happening is at the beginning of the discharge cycle, and you got the fully charged lithium phosphates, they do all the work, and the AGM just sits there idle and does nothing at all. It won't be until the lithium phosphates drop down to about 25.6 where the AGMs will actually start kicking in and start feeding some input into the system. And what's good about that is down around 25.4 volts on the lithium phosphates, you're near exhaustion point at that level. So what makes it really good about having the two combined together is when the AGMs start kicking in, it dramatically slows down the lithium phosphate discharge, where I never really uses enough to cause the BMS to shut down. That's how much it slows down the discharge for the lithium phosphates. So that's been working out pretty good together. Now, just recently, I caught an ad on Craigslist for a couple of Tesla Powerwall batteries. And if you guys know anything about these batteries, these things sell for like $10,000 or more a piece. And this guy let me have them for two of them for $700. Not a piece, $700 for both of them. So I had no idea whether I could get these things to work with my 24-volt system or not. And I didn't really care because at that price, I was going to try to get my hands on them before anybody else could. Because if I couldn't make them work, I could always sell them for what I paid for them, or probably even more than what I paid for them. So I snatched them things up, and at first I didn't think I could get them to work with the system. And then I remember one of the guys over in my solar forum was telling us how he was using solar chargers to reduce battery voltage down to a lower voltage to feed another system. So I talked to him a little bit about that. He says, "Yeah, give that a try." He says, "Take your battery and hook it up to your solar panel input, and reduce it down to the voltage of your system, and it should work." Now, I got to warn you guys something about this. Not all chargers are able to do this. You try that with certain chargers, and you'll just blow them up because many chargers have a limit on what the input is that you can put into it before it'll shut down or blow up or whatever. And I actually had that experience with a Victron charger. I put a Victron on it. It was already in its deathbed anyways, but it worked for a little while, and then it just burned up. So, and I had these grow watt chargers here, and I'll tell you what. I don't know how they build these things. They're not the most complicated chargers I've ever seen, but they're built like tanks, man. You could put anything. I could probably put 10,000 watts into one of these chargers from the solar panels, and nothing would happen to it. So I'm pretty amazed with these grow watt chargers, but they're really simple, and believe it or not, the accuracy of the readings on them and what you set it at as far as output stuff like that doesn't actually match what it's actually doing. So it's kind of a sloppy charger, but it's built like a tank. Anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm using this Tesla battery kind of like the AGMs, and what I've got is the charger set at 26.9 volts output. And really, the Tesla battery here doesn't do any work until the lithium phosphates get down to near about that level, or if I get a really extra heavy load where it drops down the voltage level of the lithium phosphates, then this Tesla will kick in. But usually around about the middle of the night is when the lithium phosphates get down to the level where the charger's set at for the Tesla. and then they'll start sharing load. But the thing is what you've got to watch out for is towards the end of the night, what's going to want to happen is the Tesla's going to want to start doing all the work, and your lithium phosphates will just sit back there idle. So what you've got to do is you've got to set your charger to limit the amp output on it. That way, if you're only putting out a certain amount of amps on this, then it forces the lithium phosphates to kick in and pick up the slack. So that way you get a pretty even discharge between two different battery banks. Even though they're different chemistries, you still have pretty even. If you set it up just right, you'll have a pretty evenly discharge between both systems. Now, the other thing is you're wondering, well, maybe what if I could get some Tesla vehicle batteries, like those 24-volt Model S and Model X batteries, and use them? Well, yeah, you could. The only thing is the Tesla 24-volt batteries, the maximum charge on that is 25 volts, and I really probably wouldn't push it past 24.5. But the thing is the Tesla battery would actually be even worse than the AGM battery, because the Tesla's battery at 24.8 volts means that those lithium phosphates are already past their lowest level, and the BMSs would be shutting off. So you could use them, but they wouldn't actually get any use at all until the BMS is shut down on your lithium phosphate packs. But what you could do is you could combine two of those 24-volt cells in series and do like what I'm doing here with the Tesla and the solar charger. So that is feasible there. I mean, the 24-volt Tesla battery is feasible, but like I said, the thing is I don't know what would happen or not, but it seems to me that if all of a sudden your BMS shuts down and the Tesla has to take over immediately, is there going to be like a lag or something like that would actually cause your system to shut down? I'm not sure. That's something you'd have to experiment with and see what happens yourself. So anyways, I hope some of this info was helpful to y'all, and thanks for watching, and I will see you again on the next video.